Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best.
Out of default, the Edmonton Eskimos are going down to the east in the crossover. Now, all of you purists that don't like our suggestion of one league playing each other because you think, well, we got to have tradition east and west. Well, you don't have tradition. The crossover is not tradition. So why not have one conference? The top two teams get a bye. Everyone else fights it out. The best two teams go on to play the Grey Cup. It's the way it should be. This old nonsense is crazy. Edmonton's going up, and it's a beautiful storyline. Ricky Ray at home against his former team. The guy responsible for the trade is no longer running the Eskimos, but it's still a huge storyline. The only thing the Eskimos can look at and try to salvage is the fact Ricky Ray or the Argos have a losing record at the Dome this year.
Beep, beep, beep. That's the sound of them backing into the playoffs?
That's right.
Well, here's another stat.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Eskimos are actually undefeated in East Division semifinals.
And what was the record against the Argos this year?
2-0.
There you go.
Well, and that's the thing is maybe this will be the, Henry Burris used to have a roadblock against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, could never beat his former team. Maybe Ricky Ray can't beat his former team.
We'll let him play one.
Well, yeah.
In the real season.
When it really matters, yeah. We'll see. The Eskimos had to make this move with Tillman just to make sure that if they didn't went on a Grey Cup run and they even get to the Grey Cup, it's a miraculous season. I could see that happening. It's not out of the realm of possibility that the
Eskimos. Even with their quarterback situation?
Well, because if they get running the ball and their defense creates a couple turnovers, and Sherritt's out there gobbling up all the. Chad Owens and Andre Dury and stifling that attack, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Ricky Ray came back from an injury and he was hot for a couple of games, but he's been off for a week and maybe he doesn't get it going. There's a possibility. There's a scenario there.
Yeah. I think the ace in the hole for the Argos, and I've said this all along this year, I think John Cornish is the best player in the CFL this year, but I think Chad Owens is the most exciting player in the CFL. And when he springs one loose, I mean, you never know what could happen.
He's a very, very effective player, and one thing about him, though, is he tends to put the ball in the turf.
Yep.
And he's done it a lot this year. I think he was up there with Henry Burris in fumbles lost. And for a guy, that's devastating. When you fumble the ball on special teams especially, it's devastating for a team because a defense forces a punt, for instance, the punt returner fumbles the ball back where they could have just thrown a 35-yard pass. It really hurts. It's very hard. It's very hard for a team to overcome that and continuously overcome that. Now, if Chad Owens protects the ball, does what he does, gets his 250, 300 all-purpose yards, that team's going to win. I think that's the main thing. As long as those aren't all kickoff return yards because they're being scored on a lot. This is a good matchup. I like this matchup because it has so much intrigue in it. Ricky Ray facing his former team and hasn't beat them. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Who do you pick?
I haven't thought about this one too much, but I think I like the Eskimos. I just do, and because stranger things have happened in the CFL, and it's going to be close though, and it always is in the playoffs. It seems like, especially in the semifinals.
I think Ricky Ray is motivated. I picked the Argos by at least 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns?
Yes. Well,
then that'll mean by the time we're getting set to kick off in Calgary, it won't be worth watching. I like the Eskimos by 2 points.
Okay.